Hey everybody, I'm back at the homestead. Taking a look here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Vernon County. And again, that's for Vernon County. Severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail and up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Hi, Julia. So currently we don't have a whole lot going on here in west central Missouri. We are just waiting to see if anything is going to happen with any of these cells moving up. These were the cells that we were tracking down here into central Oklahoma that are now made their way up to the state line. And then we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for about the next 20 minutes for Vernon County. Hey, Jake. So currently we don't have a whole lot going on here in west central Missouri. We are TSP. No TSP, Jake, unfortunately. But we will be ushering in some colder temperatures, little buddy. Yeah, I was looking at it. Clinton never seems to get hit. That's a good thing, though, Weston. That's a good thing. I did not want to be making a bunch of hail reports, tornado reports. That's a good thing. So I was actually looking a little while ago. I'll just bring this over while I was eating dinner. And again, if you're just joining, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Vernon County, include Nevada, for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'll bring this over. Look at this. Make sure everybody can see it. So we have our thunderstorms that are rolling through, and then after the rain stops in the morning, remember me telling you about that 540 line right here? And see the associated snow up here with it. Watch that 540 line come flying down all the way into southern Arkansas. And looky here in west central Missouri, a few flakes flying. Oh my goodness. We're going to have a nice freeze coming up here in the next 24 hours, guys. So, wow. Don't like the thunderstorms, the hail, the tornadoes. Stick around, and we'll throw a freeze back at you. So, no word yet from the National Weather Service on their chat as far as any letting go of these watches we have out for most of West Central Missouri. I still think they are waiting to see how these storms react. You know, we've got some pretty calm air right now. I've got 61 degrees, and by the way, I did get 0.8 inches here in Clinton, so that was 0.8 is what I received here in Clinton. Take a look at our dew points. 61. We're still in the 60s. You can kind of see where that boundary is. That boundary is sitting about right here. We got 64 and 50 and 54. So that's our boundary right there that's making its way down to the south and to the east. The short-term models aren't showing much for the rest of the night for us. Just some maybe another quarter inch of rain for most of West Central Missouri. So I'm really not expecting too much. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning for Vernon County, but before we left the last live stream, I'm talking about these storms. You know, they've been moving northeast, and a lot of times once they get into some of these areas that have had hail cooled air, sometimes they tend to turn toward the warm moist air down to the right or to the east, and so I'll be watching for that and have these things moving more easterly. Now, they're still kind of heading northeast, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on these as they move through Vernon and eventually into St. Clair and Benton counties, just to make sure they don't strengthen any, because the conditions are still out there. We're we're still under the influence of a weak low-level jet that's driving these thunderstorms here, so we'll still keep an eye on them.
National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning.
No, that was likely just an update for the one in Vernon County, very likely. For this cell right here, let's take a look, see if they've updated. Yep. So severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 9:15 for southeastern Bourbon, eastern Crawford, northwestern Barton, and southwestern Vernon County. So the severe thunderstorm located near Arcadia, or 11 miles northeast of Girard, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour winds, and quarter-size hail is possible. So that's for this cell right here. No, I did not. I did not hear of a confirmed tornado in St. Louis. I haven't heard of any confirmation of a tornado in in Missouri right now. There was a funnel cloud down near just east of Bolivar. But other than that, I have not heard of any confirmations. Oh, here is the short-term model. So it's this is the there's 8, 9 o'clock, and you notice these storms down here moving across into southwest Missouri, Joplin, Springfield, and we have some moderate thunderstorms up here in west central Missouri, and that's about how this is playing out. There's 11 o'clock, and then we'll have another round early in the morning. Now this here will be behind the front, so these are just going to be showers and thunder showers, maybe a few claps of thunder, but these should be non-severe as they move in, and then a few remaining isolated showers in the morning, and then finally it will move off by around noon tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow is big voting day. Get out and exercise your freedom, and get out and vote tomorrow. A lot of cloud to ground, lightning up by Springfield, Illinois earlier. Yep. There was, I tell you what, when that thing was, when these storms finally were starting to tap into that low level jet, and they began to rotate and kind of intensify a little bit when they were over Bates and Henry County. Man, those things were putting out bolt after bolt after bolt of lightning, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to go to the office and stream versus here at the house. And again, the main reason was because we have generators set up, automatically kick on, battery backup, everything down there. So I didn't want to take a chance of these things continuing to intensify and then I lose power. So that's one great thing we have going on down there, capability to be able to stream down at the emergency management office. So but we're going to be probably going through the same thing coming up this weekend, guys. We won't get too far into this really, but just thought I would show y'all. Wednesday, and we get to Sunday. So we do have a possibility of seeing excuse me, some severe weather setting up for Sunday, Monday. This coming weekend. It doesn't look overly impressive right now, but we're still a week away. So that will move through. Then we have another system coming in Tuesday that could provide a focus for severe thunderstorms as well. And another system coming in the following weekend. So we're definitely in an active stretch right now, guys. So, and it's based right on the fact of having the LRC. We are, I believe we are in the first day. Let me look here. Yep, we are in the first day of the cycle number 5 of the LRC. So this is fitting in very well. Let's take a look at low temperatures, and I haven't forgot about that. They did allow that severe thunderstorm warning for Vernon County to expire. So right now we do not have any warnings in west central Missouri. So let's take a look at some temperatures as we go through the same time period. You guys seeing these cold temperatures moving in? That's tonight, or that's late tonight, tomorrow morning. You can just see that line of colder air pushing in behind there. So let's see here. So we could be getting awfully close again to a freeze Wednesday morning. Excuse me. The guidance right now is showing around 35, 37 degrees around the area through Wednesday. Let's take a look. Let's go out just a little ways. So we're Friday morning. We're also down 6 a.m. Friday morning. We're down into the low 30s again. 32 down here in central Missouri, down into Boot Hill, and then we finally warmed back up. I saw some 60s there. And this is the 14th, 60s. And okay, so you guys see this, we're almost at the end of the model, but you guys, let's back it up here. So you remember me talking last month about around the 15th, 16th of April, our potential for our last freeze. So that will be the time that we will be cycling back through the LRC from back to second week of January, where we had the brutal cold temperature, 30 below zero wind chills. That same system be coming in around the 15th, 16th. So that's going to be our last chance to see a freeze, I feel, and the LRC feels, before we kind of transfer into the rest of spring. But take a look here. We're warming up into the 60s. And then take a look what's inching its way up here in the corner. We have those colder temperatures that are going to be moving down into our area. And that's as far as it goes. Right there. So this is the 16th. So we're getting down into the mid-30s. So this will likely be our last chance for a freeze up until we until we go into next winter. So good news, especially for those that farm. We should be sitting in good shape right around after the 15th, 16th. Pretty calm east of St. Louis now. I tell you, so there wasn't a confirmed tornado, Brandon, but I did see I did see several videos posted on Twitter of circulation. They were a couple of amateur guys. They were showing the circulations above their heads, which is never a good thing. But there was definitely a lot of rotation with those storms out there near St. Louis. That's for sure. All right, so nobody in West Central Missouri is under a warning. We're keeping an eye on these cells down here. Looks like Pittsburgh is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Barton County's under the severe thunderstorm warning. Vernon County is not, although they do have a pretty strong cell in southern Vernon County right now. Let's just take a look at their movement right now. So they're still going at a pretty good clip, moving to the northeast. So we'll be watching out for Vernon County, St. Clair County. As far as for those in Bates and Henry, and of course Cass, Johnson, and probably Pettis County, we may be just a little bit too far north to see anything other than just garden variety thunderstorms, some moderate rain maybe. But looks like the strongest of these cells are gonna maybe take an aim for Vernon, St. Clair, maybe Benton County, if they continue to follow the same track. So nothing's been said through National Weather Service as far as canceling the tornado watch as of now for most of West Central Missouri. For those that are still under the tornado watch, it goes till 11. So hi, Joyce. Wasn't able to watch last 45. What's up for us till the rest of the night? So that's the reason why we jumped back on live. I took about a 45-minute break myself, grabbed some dinner. So we had a lull of activity. We was waiting for these cells down here in Oklahoma to make their way back up to West Central Missouri. Vernon County was under a severe thunderstorm warning for a short time. We're just watching to see what these storms are going to do. We still have the low-level jet stream that is still nosing up in this direction. So we still have a potential to see some of these storms rotate, creating large hail. Damaging winds. We're still under a tornado watch till 11, so we're really just kind of watching to see these storms and see if they intensify any as they move up. We've had enough rain and hail cooled air where I do believe it's kind of limiting the severe, no matter if, because we don't have that strong of a low level jet. This area here was going to be kind of the prime area for tornado genesis tonight. But it took a while for that jet stream to move up here. And when it did get up here, it wasn't all that impressive. So we only had a few severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. No confirmation of tornadoes. So, but we're just kind of waiting around to see what these storms do. If they decide to take a more easterly track or southeasterly track, leaving us in just some garden variety thunderstorms, clap of thunder every now and then I will likely just be updating through our Facebook page, but likely we'll probably end the live stream once we find out what these storms are going to do. So if this goes south of Clinton, is there a chance for bad stuff out by Kohler Tightwad? Well, that's kind of hard to say right now, Sarah. I mean, we're still in a tornado watch right now, so conditions are still favorable for the formation of tornadoes. So we still need to be weather aware. But I do not see anything really from right now, looking at the track of these storms, really anything to be a threat for really any of Henry County. More so, maybe a little bit more for Vernon, St. Clair, and Benton counties, but I really don't see much going on with Henry County the rest of the night other than just regular thunderstorms. Thanks, Joyce. Man, if you guys have not been on our Facebook page, oh my goodness, there's some absolutely gorgeous pictures out there. Man, I mean, some of them can win. Some of them can win some contests out there. That's how good they've been. I'm gonna bring this over and I'm gonna show off a couple of them. This is such an incredible picture. You've got the shadows of the trees, the shadow of the picture taker, the tree, a double rainbow. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful picture that was. Great job, Victoria. Beautiful one from Jackie. You got the sun rays through the double rainbow. Another beautiful shot from Nikki over at Montrose, double rainbow. Another one from Monica, just east of Deepwater. Got the sunlight coming in on the corners. Man, I tell you what, just beautiful pictures tonight. Anonymous. Holy cow, we got Anonymous in here. Jordan. Pictures of the tree and power lines. So thank you guys so much. Missouri during tornado season. That's about right. So great job tonight with the pictures, guys. Make sure that's not for around here, so we're still good. And again, if you're just jumping on here, we're watching for these storms here that are moving off to the northeast. Just watching for any signs of strengthening as they begin to make their ascent onto west central Missouri. Nothing is going on other than just garden variety thunderstorms as of right now. There's been no new news from National Weather Service, so everything's just kind of quiet right now. Anybody down around in the Joplin area, Carthage, Neosho, some very strong cells heading into that area. Let's see here. There was also, what else was I going to show you guys? Got a, let's see here. See if I can bring this. I did get a, there it is. Don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. But this was actually the hail down in Bolivar. It's in a nice clip. Looks like about golf ball, maybe a little bit larger than golf ball. So thank you, Stacy, for Sending that over. Just logging in Sedalia. Expect to get anything tonight. Well, you're kind of in the same boat the rest of us right now. So right now we're still under that tornado watch till 11 o'clock. They did allow a few of them. They've taken a few of these counties away. Johnson County, Cass County, some of the counties over on the Kansas side also. They have canceled the tornado watch, severe thunderstorm watch. We are still in it. And I think the main concern right now is these storms that came out of Oklahoma, these ones that have these severe thunderstorm warning boxes on them right now. The low-level jet is there, letting these things to continue to spin. I think they just kind of want to see what these storms were going to do as they come across the state line. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of watching these storms, seeing if they are going to intensify and move a little bit more to the northeast to some of these counties. So Pettis County is far north now, where I really don't see much for Pettis, Henry, or Bates County other than just good old thunderstorms. But we're here live right now watching these storms to see what they're going to do. Jamie's watching The Bachelorette. Well, my gosh. Now I'm in competition with The Bachelorette. I don't know if I can compete. Well, she'll realize she needs to be watching me when cable goes out. And she tried to figure out what in the world's going on. Realize that she's in the middle of baseball-sized hail heading her way. Take a little better look at these storms out of the Springfield office. Let's see if we can see if there's a hail core. Several hail cores associated. Dime up to quarter-size hail. Very strong winds, though. Right around 60 miles per hour winds. These are straight line winds, non-tornadic right now. A little bit of circulation right there, just west of Webb City. Kind of noticing. See what that looks like on radar. About right here. So we do have a little bit of rotation over there, just to the west of Webb City. So those that watched Native Boys tonight, I had talked to them just a little bit. They had a little bit of hard time with some cell service down there in their neck of the woods that they were storm spotting tonight. So they went ahead and called their stream done early tonight. It was getting dark as well. But kind of going back to what I was saying before on our first live stream, this entire storm just did not produce, I guess, not near as strong as what a lot of the conditions were ripe for. We ended up being underneath a deck of rain and thunderstorms, and none of them really, they kind of congealed into a MCS, mesoscale complex, and and we just got some good old-fashioned thunderstorms. And once that low-level jet kind of kicked in, we started seeing a lot more hail reports. And down around Bolivar, several reports of 4-inch, that's softball size hail, down around Bolivar, Buffalo. We had a short-lived tornado warning for that area from Bolivar through Buffalo over into Laclede County, down around Bennett Springs State Park, where they took their tornado precautions down there at the campgrounds. But no reports of any kind of damage, anything like that. But yeah, that was that down here. Here's Nevada right here. So they've got a pretty strong storm. It's non-severe, but they've got a pretty strong cell that moved through there here about 20 minutes ago. They were under a severe thunderstorm warning, but it does seem like once these storms kind of hit this, they kind of hit this little line right in here, they really start to kind of fan out and kind of lose their intensity. Whereas these storms down here are really kind of getting their act together down around the Joplin, Carthage, Miami, Kansas area. And we might be seeing this thing actually beginning now to kind of take a turn more to the east, southeast. Let's put this in motion here. Yeah, you see how it's now starting to go, instead of going this way, now this storm is kind of going more easterly. So we would kind of that happens a lot with the linear style storm systems. So that kind of even solidified my thinking as far as I really don't think that we will see much more of any severe weather here in West Central Missouri for the night. We're still under that tornado watch. I'm still going to be watching, but it looks like the main threat now is going to be south of our area, down in the Springfield, Joplin, Ozark area, where the stronger line of storms is moving into. So we'll stay on a few more minutes. We'll take a look at a couple more scans from radar, and but you know, I still think we can pick up another 1/4 inch of rain by tomorrow. That's very much needed, especially for the farmers out there. They've had several $1,000s worth of fertilizer on the fields. Really needed to get a nice soaking rain to get that drove down into the soil. So that's good news for them. Good news for the farmers. Good news for the plants out there. So we did get some good beneficial rains out of this, something we have not seen for quite some time. No TSP, no Subby. Oh, man. Daughter in Joplin indicated the wind and rain has been pretty strong. Yeah, I'd say they're getting ready to get hit even harder here in the next few minutes. So, yeah, absolutely. Very strong winds in and around Joplin as well, with some hail. So, definitely going to get hit hard here in the next few minutes. So guys, and again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We, you know, I'm very, very, very happy that it ended up the way that it did. I always get excited with these storms until you kind of come down to it with a lot of the wording that they were using today. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. So, like I said, this only happens a couple times, just a couple times a year across the nation, and we were underneath one of those type of risk days. So, glad that nobody was hurt, no livestock, no property was damaged. So that's very, very good news. I do want to take a look at this real quick. Just north of Carthage. Kind of keep my eye on that right there. Got that little notch where it's drawing in one right there, right into that notch right there. You got very strong winds that's being wrapped around it right here. So kind of keeping my eye on just north of Carthage along I-49. See what those winds are peaking out at. About 67, 69, 71 mile per hour. 76 mile per hour winds on the inflow side. That's pretty significant. See what that next scan shows. See if we don't see a little tightening up and this turns a little bit redder as they couple it. Take a look at chat here. Hey, you bet, Dylan. You bet, Sheila. Appleton City. Well, we're still kind of waiting to see if any of these storms right here will intensify any as they head into the county. But I think into St. Clair County, that is. But I think Appleton City is far enough north, as well as Bates, Henry, Pettis, most of Benton County. I'm not really expecting much more of anything really for those areas. But until the National Weather Service clears us of that tornado watch, we are still under one till 11 o'clock tonight. Same thing for Deepwater. Hey, no problem. Hailing in Joplin. I'd say it is. They got a nice hail core going over Joplin right now. Boy, that's some strong winds right there. 89. 89, 80. Very strong winds coming into Carthage right now. Wow. Right now it's looking like straight line winds, but not all of that 89 mile per hour winds is likely hitting the surface. This is probably going to be a few thousand feet up. There it is. There's the tornado warning right there for Carthage. Does not include Joplin. Does not include Joplin or Webb City. Tornado warning for Carthage, Maxville, Forest Mills, Carytown along I-49. If you know anybody traveling down I-49 between Carytown and Pleasant Valley, this is not showing extreme rotation, but it could very well be for the straight line winds that can do tornado damage. So again, this does not pertain to West Central Missouri, but a new tornado warning has been posted. It is radar indicated. Southeastern Barton, northwestern Lawrence, northeastern Jasper, and southwestern Dade County in southwest Missouri. Thunderstorm producing a tornado located over Carthage, moving northeast at 40. Tornado and or quarter-size hail is possible. So that's exactly what we were looking at, guys, is this right here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation, but when you get winds upwards showing 87, 89 miles per hour, that can actually do similar EF0 tornado damage, and that's going right across 49 highway. Wow, and that's business 49 right here, and that's 49. It's literally going over 49 highway right now. So obviously, if you guys know anybody down in that area, down around Carthage, make sure they're in their tornado safe spot. And it looks just about snap of a finger, and those real strong winds are gone. We still have 60, 70 mile per hour winds, but that's how fast these things are. That's how fast this stuff is happening. But I bet you we're gonna see that happen again. Hey, Jamer. So remember, this does not include Joplin, does not include Carl Junction. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Up in West Central Missouri, right now we don't have anything happening here with the exception of some moderate rain. I picked up another tenth of rain here at the house. And I'm really not expecting much more here in West Central Missouri for the night. I have not had any. Let me jump over here. Sorry about that. So they are starting to talk about dropping some of the northern counties from the tornado watch. So I would say here probably here the next 30 minutes or so we'll probably we will see Pettis, Benton, Henry, Bates will probably likely be dropped out of that tornado watch here within the next 30 minutes or so. Hey, Janet. Make sure to tell Lucky hi for me. And again, if anybody is down around the Avila, Golden City, Carytown, Carthage area. Carthage is probably has moved out of your area now. but there is a new tornado warning that is out for you guys down there. It does not include Webb City, Joplin, Sarcoxy, Carl Junction. Does not include you guys in this tornado warning. We were actually watching an area of very strong winds down coming through 49, coming through Carthage, coming across Highway 49. We were actually looking at that cell when they issued that tornado warning. I don't see a whole lot of rotation associated with this cell that they issued the tornado warning for. Just some strong straight line winds. But I was picking up winds close to 90 miles per hour coming through Carthage. So that can do about the same amount of damage as an EF0 tornado. So that is likely why they went ahead and issued a tornado warning, so that everybody would actually exercise their tornado precautions for safety. So they sometimes do that. But man, yeah, that was a very strong cell we were looking at. Anything else severe in the Pittsburgh area? I just seen a lightning flash here from Clinton. Pittsburgh, no. I think Pittsburgh is going to be done for the night, Misty. So I think Pittsburgh is done for the night. Bates, Henry, Pettis, of course Johnson and Cass. I think we're done with the severe threat for the night as well. They also had a very strong cells down in Texas today, Oklahoma. A tornado warning down here, including Carthage, Golden City, and Carytown. Has another, let's see here, about another 30 minutes left on it. This cell is actually moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. It does have a TVS marker on it. 1.75 inch hail. Oh, for those, I probably didn't even explain. So, whenever I take a look at these cells, when I say it has a TVS marker, that stands for a tornado vortex signature. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's a tornado, so to speak, but that radar is picking up enough rotation where Doppler radar will detect kind of a, if you want to call it a rotation algorithm, showing wind toward and away from a radar, and they'll flag that with a TVS. That stands for tornado vortex signature. So that's when I say that, that is what I am referring to. Thanks, Debbie. I don't think so, Susan. I think our severe threat is pretty much over for West Central Missouri. That's not saying we get a thunderstorm, clap of thunder, a few lightning bolts, some moderate rain. We might. But as far as the severe weather, I think we're pretty much done for the night. We still are under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. But they're already starting to talk about the possibility of eliminating a few of those counties, including most of our counties here in west central Missouri, from that watch. Let me jump over to. They have not responded back yet as far as canceling the tornado watch, but the conditions are there. I think it's just these storms are running into a little bit more stable air. We're still on the south side of that cold front, but it's just running into too much stable air. We've had too much rain, hail cooled air, and it's just kind of making these thunderstorms die when they get into our area. These storms down here around the Carthage, Joplin, Miami, Kansas area, they'll be moving into the Springfield area here over the next hour and a half. These things are going into areas where there has not been any rain, and it's still, they still got dew points 63, 64 degrees, and temperatures in the upper 60s. So they've got the fuel for the fire still down here. Nope, no severe for the rain tomorrow. We're going to be done. If anything, as bad as I hate to say it, because I don't like to say things like this, but Natalie, we're not going to have any severity for tomorrow morning, but we could see a couple flakes mixed in. Yeah, I said it. We could have a couple snowflakes. We're only going to be going for a high of about 49 tomorrow, so it's gonna be quite chilly tomorrow morning. Make sure you wear a jacket. Kids wear a jacket to school because it's going to be chilly all day tomorrow. No, Julia, I really don't think so, hon. I think the tornado threat, severe threat, is gone for us here in west central Missouri for the night. I know. Say what? Don't make me have to show it. I showed it earlier. I don't want to show it again. I just don't want to do it. You guys gonna make me do it though, ain't you? Let me bring it back up here. We got a chance for a couple freezes this week also, guys. So please keep that in mind if you have some sensitive vegetation out there. Let's see here. What was I? Well, this is what I showed earlier. So, of course, those are our thunderstorms that moved through. Our second batch of storms that moved through. Now, one thing you want to keep an eye on, look at the 540 line. That's the freeze line, guys. 540. and watch that thing sink all the way down into southern Arkansas. And we've got snowflakes mixing in with the rain in the morning. That's Wednesday morning, matter of fact. So tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning, we could have a few flakes in mixed in with a few showers. Oh, gosh, I don't even want to look at that anymore. Hey, Drew. You bet, buddy. All right, guys. So, for our friend down to the south, they've kind of expanded that severe thunderstorm warning from Jericho Springs all the way down through Lockwood to just east of Carthage. We still have a tornado warning currently for the next 20 minutes. That's likely going to be allowed to expire a little early, I have a feeling. But southeastern Barton County, northwestern Lawrence, northeastern Jasper, southwestern Dade County until 10:15, about another 20 more minutes. We got very strong winds over here, kind of southeast of Newport, south of Jericho Springs, just north of Lockwood. Looks like some very strong winds up there. Family in Lockwood just lost power. Yeah. Excuse me. I would say they probably lost power. Probably the central hub to their power is probably somewhere over here, because I'm seeing anywhere between 60, 70 mile per hour winds here And then down here where the tornado warning is still ongoing, just to the west of Red Oak, that looks like almost 80-mile-an-hour winds again. Let's look, yeah. So we're looking at about 80-mile-an-hour winds just west of Red Oak. So I'm sure it probably took out a substation. Starting to get a pretty big hail core as well associated with those strong winds. Let's take a look at, see if we can see any rotation. That's what I was trying to do down at Emergency Management Office, and just didn't want to cooperate very well with me. I'll see if this works a little better. But we do have some cloud tops, almost 55,000 feet. Mercy. So this when using volumetrics, we can actually take a 3D look at these storm systems and see, you see these layers that are going around here? Those layers are indicator of a supercell. Those are the layers of the supercell, meaning that they are rotating. Then we can take a cross section of this storm, put it right over this area. And we can look down on the storm. We can look around for any signs of rotation. We can tell the height of the storms. Looks like this particular area's got about 43,000 feet up in the sky is how high those cloud tops are. So kind of a cool way to analyze these storms, especially if they come through West Central Missouri. We can kind of take a look at them and be able to tell exactly where that rotation is at. So that's kind of cool. When are we looking to have our last freeze? Right now, we went over that a little bit earlier too. So last freeze, or last potential freeze, looks to be around the 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th, right around in that time frame. We're going to be having that will be when our system, according to the LRC, back the second week of January, when we had those extreme cold temperatures, 30 below zero wind chills, they will be cycling back around again around the 14th, 15th of April. Now, we're not going to be getting that brutally cold temperature by no means, because we have too many other factors going on. We got the sun angle, time of year, all that good stuff. But we are going to be getting some Canadian air mass that will be working its way down into the Midwest. So that will be really our last potential to see a freeze right around the 14th, 15th of April. And then after that, I'm not seeing anything in the foreseeable future after that. So we ought to be home free after around the 16th of April. Just kind of showing you around this volumetric. This is very useful when you're trying to find an inflow notch of a tornado. You can really pinpoint where that wind is circulating going into the storm. So very useful tool. Hey, you bet, Misty, no problem. All right, just a little bit of a recap, guys. So, I have not heard from the National Weather Service as far as cancellation of the tornado watch for some of these northern counties. I do think that Vernon, Bates, Henry, Pettis, and of course Johnson and Cass counties, your severe threat is over for the night. There is a pretty strong storm. It's not severe warned, but some indications of a little bit, probably some pea-sized hail down in St. Clair County. Looks like that's just east of Osceola, down around Vista, Quincy, Harper, Gerster, going across Highway 13. But I'm really not expecting any severe weather for the rest of the night for West Central Missouri. I've been kind of paying close attention for families and friends that live down in the Springfield area. They do have an active tornado warning going on right now for the next 9 minutes. That's going to be near Miller, Missouri, 11 miles northwest of Mount Vernon. So this is radar indicated. I really have not seen much indication of circulation. Of course, I really didn't go through the different modes that I could to try to pinpoint rotation. It is a supercell. It is rotating. And this is where the new area of rotation concerning with is this right here. So that's just to the west of Miller. And they did issue another tornado warning for it. So there is a little bit of a notch that's sticking out right here. So it's not overly impressive on radar, but nonetheless, tornado warning for just west of Miller, Missouri. Let's try a different. Sometimes we start to get some clutter from being too close to a radar site. Problem is that there's really not another good one nearby to be able to use. We're going to be too far away from Pleasant Hill to pick up anything. Try Fort Smith, might have a better look. Yeah, Fort Smith has a little bit better look. You can kind of see what I'm looking at here, a little bit of rotation right here. This is what the tornado warning is focused for, just west of Miller along Highway 39. So it looks like it's really cycling. So, but anyway, that's for friends, family down north of Mount Vernon, just west of Miller. Make sure they're taking their tornado precautions. Well, Jamie, you finally decided to join us. Don't go back up and read the chat from earlier. Your dad was giving you a hard time. You picked the Bachelorette over me. Oh, gosh. So, you'll be under the gun eventually when this storm cluster gets a little bit closer, probably here in about another hour, Jamie. No, you can, I'm just going to tell you, Lisa, I think we're good to go here in Clinton. I think you can go to sleep now without having to worry too much about it. There's still going to be thunderstorms around, guys, so don't be alarmed if you hear some thunder, if you see some lightning. It's been lightning outside my window now for the last 30 minutes, but I picked up another tenth. I'm up to 0.91. So just some good old-fashioned springtime rain showers and thunder showers, but no severe weather for Henry, Johnson, Pettis, Bates, or Cass counties, Vernon as well, and soon to be St. Clair and Benton County here pretty quick. As soon as this little cell right here moves out of the county, they ain't going to have much to worry about. Of course, you know it's lightning and thunder in here at the house when the dog goes nuts. Hey, absolutely, Ashley. My pleasure, girl. Just wish just kind of wishing that be able to do this full time. This would be there's nothing worse than being at work knowing there's severe weather coming, and I'm trying to get a tractor up and going again. So but I do what I can, and I do appreciate the kind words. Benton County, really, there's not much. This little arm right here, down in southwestern Benton County, it's taking more of an easterly direction. I don't see much happening Benton County wise the rest of the night either. We just got this little segment right here that kind of watching, but for the most part, Benton County's in the clear as well. Like I said, it's from about Stockton down, of course, down through Joplin, Carthage, all the way down into Oklahoma. These storms are taking more of an easterly direction versus a northerly direction. They're kind of veering off into the warm sector where it's warm and it hadn't rained too much down in this area around Springfield and Ozark. So these thunderstorms are growing and feeding off of that warm, moist air down here. So we're pretty much in the stable environment here in West Central Missouri now. Nothing for Knob Noster tonight. You can rest easy tonight, Jenny. Good night, Jenny. Yeah, it's very possible, Jamie. They had a confirmed report, 2.5 inch in Maple Grove in Jasper County. That was from emergency manager. Tennis ball size hail along 37 Highway. So, and that wasn't too long ago. So absolutely, there's a chance. There's a chance for you guys to get some large hail and some damaging winds as far, and there is a tornado threat. So don't forget, you're still under a tornado watch for about the next 45 minutes or so. Hey, Lynette. Springfield. Well, you're going to be under the gun here at about looks like probably about. Let's plot this out for you guys. These things are really booking. East northeast at 52 miles per hour. We'll just plot this out for those around Springfield. I'll do the same thing for you, Jamie, for Aurora. So looks like Mount Vernon 1026. Republic 1039. Springfield 1048. So about 1048 ballparking when it's going to hit Springfield. Now that's for this line right here. If you notice, there are a few cells that are popping up out ahead of this line, and those are concerning too. You get those little discrete cells out there in front, and sometimes they can be fairly strong. But as far as this line goes, about 1048 for Springfield. Jamie, yours is going to be a little bit different because these things are, and I'll show you what direction they're moving. We'll put this into play. Well, they're almost moving due east now, so it might not be that bad. Let's take a look here. So let's see here. Aurora 1049. About 10:49, so about 30 minutes or so, Jamie, you should start feeling the effects of some of these thunderstorms. Yes, sir, Joseph. Sleep soundly in southern Henry County. Take a look. Looks like some pretty good rotation. I'm going to take a look at velocity here real quick. Yeah. Still pretty good indication of circulation. Looks like it's just south. Kind of southwest of Ash Grove. And looks like they just put another severe thunderstorm warning, a very large one, that's going to include Springfield. So if you live in Greene County, Republic, Springfield, Ash Grove, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, 1.75 inch hail with winds up to 80 miles per hour. Is that 80 or is that 90? 80-mile-per-hour winds with golf ball size hail. That's going to be moving into Springfield here in the next 25 minutes or so. So if you have friends or family down in Springfield, make sure they get a heads up on this. Sorry about the dog barking. Stratford. Okay, so Stratford is under that severe thunderstorm warning that they just issued. So, and again, 80-mile-per-hour straight line winds, as well as golf ball size hail for you in Stratford. Loud thunder and winds or anything coming this way tonight, Clinton. We pretty much went over this. I know there's some latecomers. Anybody in Pettis County, Johnson, Henry, Vernon, Bates, Cass County, the severe threat is over for you guys tonight. Just thunderstorms, thunder showers, clap of thunder. Quite a bit of lightning still going on out there, but the severe threat is gone for the night in those counties. Benton County, very southeast St. Clair County. You guys are going to be about done with this for the night as well. Just some moderate rainfall, lightning, thunder, maybe some little pea-sized hail, but other than that, you guys are pretty much in the clear for the rest of the night as well. So again, if anybody knows anybody down down near Miller, 11 miles north of Mount Vernon, tornado and tennis ball size hail is possible. This is moving to the east, so this is something I am seeing some rotation right here. Let me highlight this, especially for those in Springfield. So you got some inflow winds moving in, and it is being circulated around this way. Very strong winds right here. That's in excess of 80 miles per hour. So there is a little bit of a notch there that we could be looking at a possible tornado. That's the reason for the tornado warning. But regardless, very, very strong winds. I know they're at least 80. Let's take a look. Yeah, 76 mile per hour winds being sucked into this supercell. So, very strong winds. And that is just due west of Springfield. So, I would not be surprised if here over the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes or less, there is a possibility they may extend that tornado warning into Greene County, since it is a heavily populated area. Anything crazy for between Clinton and Warrensburg? Nope. I think we're done for the night. Okay, so they did just extend that tornado warning to include the town of Springfield. So if anybody has kids down on campus, if you have friends, family, please let them know the town of Springfield is included in this tornado warning. This is Doppler indicated, I believe. It is radar indicated. National Weather Service in Springfield has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Lawrence County, central Greene County, and southwest Missouri until 11. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Ash Grove, or 11 miles northwest of Republic, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Tornado and tennis ball size hail is possible. Springfield, Republic, Battlefield, Willard, Brookline, Halltown, Glidewell, I'm not even going to pronounce it, includes interstate marker, Interstate 44 between mile marker 57 and 68. I am going to jump over here real quick. Hi, Susan. Yes, I'm going to be focusing on this Springfield cell, but St. Clair County is good for the night. So you can get a good night's sleep tonight, Susan. I am going to be focusing on this cell in Springfield. We will track this storm as well. The area of rotation is right here, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So it's not going to take long for that to come into Springfield. I'm going to take a timestamp on this real quick. All right, Springfield at 10:49. So Springfield at 10:49. Some of these other towns: Elwood, Hasseltine, Ritter, Nichols, and then Springfield at 10:49. If it continues with this same course, so I am going to. We'll take a quick look at Aurora. You'll notice probably start getting windy here in about another 10 minutes, Jamie. That's kind of a leading edge. That's a gust front, so to speak. That could be good news. Typically when you see a gust front out ahead of a line of storms, means that once that line of storm gets up here, it's a little cooler. And that's kind of a sign of possibly weakening out a little bit. But this cell here that is heading due east is not letting up. Tornado warning for the county of Greene, including Springfield, Missouri. I am going to, I do want to take a look at this here real quick. Absolutely. nothing up. And again, tornado warning for Greene County, including the town of Springfield. So Garrett, and I apologize, just answering a few questions from friends and family down in that area that live down in Springfield. Want to make sure we keep them safe. West Central Missouri, we are in the clear for the rest of the night tonight. Make sure if you know anybody down in the Springfield area, let them know there is a tornado warning out for the town of Springfield. Okay, I do believe that this is now an observed tornado on the ground heading towards Springfield, Missouri. A confirmed tornado was located in Ash Grove, 10 miles northwest of Republic, moving east at 50. This is a confirmed tornado. Location: Springfield, Republic, Battlefield, Willard, Brookline, Halltown, Glidewell. Take your tornado precautions immediately. This is a confirmed tornado in Springfield, Missouri. Just answering some questions. And again, this is a confirmed tornado in Greene County heading towards Springfield, Missouri. If you know anybody in that area, please call and let them know to take their tornado precautions immediately. This cell is really moving fast, moving 50 miles per hour to the east. It is very close to the radar site, makes it very tough to track where exactly those winds are. So let's do something here real quick. Give me one moment here.
do have that train track in there, so folks that live and know about that train track, if you're a mile either side of that train track, again, I need for you to especially be in your tornado shelter. Willard is up here. An AB highway kind of runs right in this vicinity, right in here. So about 3 or 4 miles to the south of Willard, all the way to Elwood. I need for those folks, again, to be paying attention to what's happening in that vicinity. Let's take a look at the velocities, because we've had some pretty strong winds tonight, and you can see those right there. If I take off the tornado warning, and I have to do that when I query this, but let's check out some of these winds. And those winds are going to be going at 55 miles per hour, and of course we have a direction on there because there's inflow and outflow, but again, there's 55 mile per hour plus winds that are going to be within this storm, and those are going to be, again, pretty close to the surface, so you're going to translate much of that down to the ground. So you're getting some really strong winds up in the Ash Grove area. It looks like winds are also going to be in the vicinity of about 50 to 60 miles per hour up in there as well. So again, you're going to get very strong winds. You're going to have wind damage, power outages. We had one barn that lost a roof tonight up in Stockton. So folks, again, take this seriously with this storm. And then if we look at the rotation on this, let me clean this off so we get a better look at it. We do have, it's not real tight, but right in the vicinity of Bodark, there's a little bit of higher red reflectivity here, and then this green over here. So this right in here would be where the tornado is right now. So that is going to be just a couple of miles or a mile or so southwest of Bodark. And then you'll notice here's 266 in here, so it's going to be a little to the northwest of the 266 area. And again, all of this is translating east. So again, that's going to take it over pretty close to the Elwood area, south of Willard. So that's what I'm watching. The rest of this is going to produce really high winds. All that high wind activity is going to come into 160 into the area of Willard tonight, so be prepared for some power outages up in the Willard area as well. Nick, did you have some information?
No new reports as of late, Ron, but the latest indication on the warning says they're still going observed with this in terms of a tornado in progress. Last area of rotation was trying to pit itself near Willard, and in terms of practicing what we preach, the Weather Service employees out near the airport have actually taken shelter as this is approaching not just the radar site, but their office and the Springfield Airport as well. So if they're going to their safe place, everybody else should too if they're in a tornado.
Right. And again, this is what we're watching, this bump right in here, because this would be the rotation in the storm, and notice how it's kind of dragging the dry air or drier air back into the heavier rainfall. So this would be the area of rotation, and again, this is moving eastward, and you'll notice that if we take that on east, it runs right into the radar site, and the radar.
All right, guys, we are listening to a live feed from KY3. There is a confirmed tornado in Greene County just outside of Springfield. So if you know anybody in that area, please let them know what is going on. If you have kids that are going to college down in Springfield, please let them know, give them a call, have them head to their tornado safe spot, and we will continue to listen to KY3 live from Springfield.
These intensities up very, very quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brookline starts to get, and that's going to be part of the Republic area now, starts to get some really high winds, starts moving into that portion of Greene County, and eventually that's going to swing eastward along the James River Freeway out in here. That's this intersection right here, so maybe some really strong winds in that vicinity. There's the fireworks plant out there, and of course you have Chestnut Expressway coming in over here. That's going to be out by the truck stop, and then all of this is going to begin swinging eastward, and that is going going to affect southwestern Springfield, also the Battlefield area. If you live in Battlefield, you may want to expect some very high winds with that as well tonight. Now the other thing too to keep in mind, and let me kind of get rid of this for a second, I'll just put that in my pocket, is that because you're over the radar site, there's this cone of silence, and see how you kind of drop these intensities off right there. That's about a couple mile radius around the airport, and so the radar can't look straight up. And so what's happening is that you get to a point at about 45 degrees or so, you just really can't go in, and it looks too funny because what you wind up doing is you start picking up the jet stream and the mid-level winds and things like that, and it just gives you really odd reflectivity. But this whole thing, again, is moving on to the east tonight, and what we can pick up and what we can see is that we probably have some really strong winds, and we see this growing line of thunderstorms from Elwood back onto the southwest, and again, this does cover over I-44 in here, and again, the James River I-44 junction is going to be right in here. Now, if you go a little bit west, there's the gas station out here off of, I believe it's N Highway. That area already is getting a pretty good lick with some thunderstorms and some very heavy rain, probably some really high winds. And then you have like Farm Road 97 is out in there. That's a north-south one. That is going to be just behind the Convoy of Hope building. The Convoy of Hope is out in here. Carnahan Fence is out in here. There's a whole bunch of businesses that this thing is going to take aim at tonight as it comes into the west side of Springfield. Now, this right in here is 266 and AB, so it's right there at that junction. It's going to be just to the south of the railroad track, and then that is going to take it over just to the south of the airport when you get off and kind of go up. You've got that roundabout up here on Division Street, so that whole area is going to get these high winds as well tonight. And then up here by Ritter Springs is getting some pretty high winds, pretty high reflectivity, probably some very heavy rain there as well. And it looks like the storm is now just getting into the west side of Willard, although when you get out here by the bullseye where 123 shoots off to the north and west, already you're getting some very heavy rain in that part of Willard. And then what you're doing down here is you're actually getting into town proper. So this is going to be in downtown. It's probably not to the high school just yet, but it's going to be there very quickly. So if you live in the vicinity of the high school or the old junior high school, that is where that storm is presently located. Of course, it's going to affect the Frisco Trail, and then you move eastward from there. You've got the quarry out in here as well, probably starting to get into some heavy rain there as well. And then, of course, if you go northwest all the way between, say, Bodark and Ash Grove, those roads out there are all picking up some very heavy rain and potentially some hail too. Nick?
We're just double-checking the scenes here, Ron. In fact, Paul Adler brought to my attention that these storms are having an impact on a couple of flights trying to arrive to the airport. 2 flights out of Dallas are being delayed as of last report. We're going to check to see if any other flights are being diverted. And I don't know if we want to take our tower cam full. We have that up and running, and if we were to take that full, it is pointing to the north and west, and we're keeping a close eye on that horizon, Ron. But so far, all I'm seeing is this lightning as the storm continues to come on in. Haven't seen any signs of concentrated flashing or power flashes, which would suggest damaging winds, which will impact almost the entirety of Greene County. But we'll also watch for power flashes with the tornado if it is still confirmed and in progress. But for now, it looks pretty calm from our vantage point as the sirens start to sound again here in Greene County.
Right, and you make some good points there. You can always watch the KY3 First Alert weather app. Remember, you can access all of our cameras, and we have pointed that tower camera out to the west, so you can keep an eye on that and monitor that for yourself. But you can monitor all of the cameras from this across southwest Missouri and northern Arkansas and kind of check out the weather close to your location tonight and see what's going on. So while you're waiting word from us, just go ahead and peruse the KY3 First Alert weather app. There's lots of good information on there. We also have a considerable amount of information on the eclipse. And as you said, Nick, as you're watching the camera tonight, you'll want to watch not only for the lightning strikes, but if you do see any power flashes on the horizon, that may be an indication that we're getting some sort of strong winds or a potential tornado. As we look out to the northwest, we certainly don't see any of that from the vantage point on our tower tonight. I did want to kind of take a look real quick to see what the winds were doing with this.
And in that case, if we can go back to Max 1, please, so look at what Ron is saying.
So if we, I do have to take off this tornado warning in order to kind of query some of this and look a little bit to see what's happening with these winds. North side of Willard, we're getting winds, and the plus minus means it's either coming at us or going away from us, and so that's a function of the Doppler radar. The speed that's attached to that is still the actual speed. So in this case, we're seeing winds of 55 miles per hour out there by the bullseye at 123 and 160 in northwestern Willard. And then you move down just a little bit, there's a 47 mile per hour wind. In the Elwood area right now, there's about a 40 mile per hour wind. And then just southwest of there, down towards 266, there's winds of 38 miles per hour. And I continue to hear the sirens sounding here in Springfield, so it looks like at least this stronger portion of the storm is going to go across the northern half of Springfield. So if you live Chestnut Expressway north, and that's going to include Kearney, Division, Norton Road, the Valley Water Mill area, the Fellows Lake area, the airport, the zoo, all of those places, these strong winds are coming into that portion of Springfield right now. This is also going to impact I-44. So folks out there, if you know somebody driving on the interstate tonight, they need to get off the interstate and take shelter. They don't want to start running into some extremely large hail. Nick?
If you don't mind, Ron, I want to take Max 2 for a moment, because there might be another reason why the sirens in Greene County are going off again. It's because they have, in terms of the National Weather Service out of Paducah, since I'm assuming they're still taking care of duties while Springfield's in shelter. That is a severe thunderstorm warning covering southeastern Polk, eastern Greene County, much of Webster, southern Dallas, and southwestern Laclede County, with that polygon edge stopping just shy of Lebanon. But even though that's not a tornado warning, that storm could still pack quite a punch, with any heavy pockets in those cores, these reflectivity cores, trying to produce up to 2-inch diameter hail, and at the very least 70 mile per hour winds. So this is a heads up for everybody along and east of 65 that the storms coming through Springfield and Bolivar now, they are continuing marching east.
Yeah, so in looking at the Doppler radar, any tornado, Nick, if you come back to Max 1, is going to be right over the airport. So we have really high reflectivities down here and up in here as well. And this is an indication that this thing is rotating counterclockwise, and you'll notice that the airport is going to be right in the center of that. So if there is a tornado, it is going to be very close to the airport. Now that is going to be right along Kearney Street on the west side down towards the old terminal, and that is going to take it along the old Willard Road. So if you have some business or a home, there are several homes out there, that takes it down to the southern part of the Frisco that junctions into Kearney Street, and that's going to be just west of the Sheridan Inn. Folks in that vicinity, that is where the tornado is going to be located right now. Now this will move eastward and probably just south of, or just along Kearney Street, or maybe just a little south of Kearney Street tonight. Folks up here towards the old Baptist Bible College and need to be in their tornado shelter. Areas along and just south of the zoo also need to be in their tornado shelter. Any of the businesses that are up there at Kearney and, say, Kansas Expressway, folks there need to be in a tornado shelter as well. And then that extends back westward. There's a farm implement out there. There's some apartments that are out here along the old West Bypass. All you folks need to be moving to shelter. And speaking of apartments, you'll want to get down. I think those are like 3-story apartments. You'll want to move down out of the second and third floor and take shelter in the first floor apartment. Move basically to the bathroom. Typically they put all of those in the center, and they're stacked one on top of each other for, you know, second floor, third floor, or all over the first floor. So that's where you want to be going. Make sure you close the door. That'll give you an added extra amount of protection tonight. But again, if you live in those apartments, get to the lowest floor possible. Stay away from windows. And when you do get into the bathroom, make sure that you take shelter in the bathtub, get pillows or blankets to cover your head, and stay away from the windows. You don't want to be looking, because these winds in here are very strong, and there could be lots of flying debris in the air. But again, this is all beginning, it's continuing to track off to the east tonight. It is impacting northwest Springfield. Now down in here, there's probably some really high winds going on in the Brookline area. That is going to be where Republic has kind of incorporated a lot of that area now. But that is going to be moving just to the north. This is James River Expressway right in here. And then this is going to be FF Highway, extends down into Battlefield. So from north of Battlefield all the way up towards Sunshine. So that's going to include the Walmart Supercenter out there at Sunshine and West Bypass. You need for you guys to kind of be moving towards the center of the store in case you get some really high winds. The Menards is out there. You'll want to take shelter, get out of those places with high ceilings and move into the restrooms or any tornado shelters that they have there. And of course, Rutledge Wilson Farm and all the neighborhoods that are out there off of those roads are also going to be wanting to move to the center of your house and take shelter from some potentially high winds that are moving through your area as well. And again, it looks like the center of the circulation is going to be over the airport and then moving right down West Kearney. Nick.
I think we need to put back the tornado warning polygons, Ron, because the National Weather Service actually put out a new tornado warning. This will be for northern Webster, southern Dallas, Laclede, southwestern Laclede, southeastern Polk, and northeastern Greene until 11:15. Last check of that rotation was near Pleasant Hope, or 11 miles northwest of Stratford. It's moving east at 40, and just some of the locations impacted: Elkland, Glidewell, Ebenezer, Brighton, Charity, Phillipsburg. If you are in those cities, near those communities, or anywhere in that new red tornado warning polygon, this storm went back to radar indicated, but not too long ago we did have a recent report of a tornado when it was passing near Halltown and not too far from Beaulark. So if you are just getting alerts on your phone, be sure that you're getting to your safe place right now. Ron?
All right, so on that new tornado warning that was issued for northeastern Greene County, there is a fairly strong circulation that's located right in here, and that's going to be just to the west of Fair Grove. And so folks up there, I think that's BB Highway that goes on over, or CC Highway, I think. It's one of the two. Anyway, I think it's CC Highway, actually goes over to Fair Grove. This thing is coming right down that path, and so if you live in Fair Grove or west of Fair Grove, this tornado is going right across northeastern Greene County right now. So again, that has prompted the warning. You can kind of see the inflow notch in there and the bulge in here. And even if they don't have a tornado, there's going to be some really high winds in that core as well. And notice how that extends down to this other core that's right over the airport. And then notice how we've developed some really strong thunderstorms northwest of Halltown. So all of this heavy rain is going to continue moving east, and you're likely to wind up with an inch or more. So we may actually see some localized flooding take place here in the next hour or so. So be very cautious if you're going to be out traveling tonight for a number of reasons. It's best to just stay home and take shelter. So again, the new tornado warning has been issued for sections of Polk County, which is going to be basically south of Pleasant Hope. H Highway is up in there. So folks up on H Highway extending down into northeastern Greene County, you are going to be in the path of this storm. CC Highway all the way over to Fair Grove, sections of Highway 65 around the Fair Grove area, about 1 or 2 miles, maybe a little more either side of Fair Grove. I need for you guys to be in your tornado shelter. This not only could contain the tornado, but it looks like it also has some extremely high winds with it. And then you notice how this other line of showers is developing in here. Often that's not a good sign. Where these intersect is oftentimes where you get some of the strongest circulations, and you have sort of this what we call horizontal vorticity. So in the air, as you run air along very quickly, you can create these barrels of rolling air. And what happens is that barrel of roll happens like this because of that. And then this one comes along rotating like this. It's like a big vacuum, and it kind of sucks up that air and lifts it up, and that's what forms the actual funnel of the tornado. So again, from Fair Grove west right along this boundary, I need for all of you to be in your tornado shelter as well. Nick, you have an update?
Yeah, and it's a good thing you reiterated again for people in that area to be in their safe place, because they have upgraded this to an observed tornado with the potential to produce considerable damage. They are calling this a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located over Fair Grove, 9 miles northwest of Stratford. It's moving to the east at 40. So everybody in that polygon near Pleasant Hope, north of Stratford, with that polygon going into northern Webster and southwestern Laclede, if you are not in your safe place right now, you need to get there within the next few minutes before the storm moves in.
Okay, so this is where we're looking for the debris ball, and you'll notice we have a concentration of those pixels right in here, just to the west of the Fairgrove area, and that is right on the edge of that little Boeing segment that I was showing you just a minute ago. And so this is likely to be some of that debris. Now, it could be from structural damage, but the Doppler radar is so fine it picks up leaves, grass, minor twigs, and everything, so we can see tornadoes even when it doesn't strike a structure. And again, there may be this debris that is beginning to kind of coagulate in that storm just to the west of Fairgrove. So again, as Nick was telling you, they've sort of upgraded that to a dangerous tornado. So we're going to heighten the awareness, make sure everybody moves to your tornado shelter. We don't want you to be in a panic. We want you to do it slowly. Make sure you turn the sound up on the television set so you can hear the instructions that we're giving you, and make sure that you get dressed tonight. That is the most important thing. If you have damage to your structure, and we hope that you don't, we don't want you to compound that by going outside, cutting your feet. And make sure you have proper shoes on, or boots, work boots. Make sure that you're dressed. Make sure that you have something on your head. If you have a motorcycle, a football helmet, a bicycle helmet, anything like that. I know it kind of looks kind of strange, but we need to protect your head. We don't want you to be injured that way tonight. So make sure that you do that. And again, we're going to continue to watch this. Also, there seems to be kind of this line of debris too, or this line of higher reflectivity right along the leading edge of that wind field that we've been talking about, stretching down towards the airport. And so again, this is going to take you back over sort of towards the McDaniel Lake area tonight. So folks in that vicinity probably getting some really high winds, and you can see how all of this is going to move across North Springfield and northeastern Greene County tonight. And so again, the tornado warning's now been extended over into Webster County and a small portion of southern Dallas County tonight. That may eventually take it over towards Charity and Marsh. They're off of M Highway. Pleasant Hope is getting some really heavy rains right now, and you can see how we have some really interesting reflectivity signatures going on. Here's an increase in the signature here. That's going to be some high winds coming out of that potential circulation. So again, some really strong winds are going to pound this area from Fellows Lake now all the way up to the Fairgrove area. So folks up there off of KK Highway, you're getting some really strong winds right now. That is going to be moving over towards the sections of 125 coming out of Stratford up towards Fairgrove. Folks over there need to be taking shelter. There's a mobile home park that's up in there. You guys need to really make sure that you're taking shelter from those dwellings as well. And again, this is going to be moving along.
Guys, we are watching listening to a live feed from KY3 Weather Center. There's been a couple confirmed tornadoes around Springfield. Just to give everybody a quick update here in West Central Missouri, no severe weather in West Central Missouri, just good old-fashioned garden variety thunderstorms. A little bit of lightning, thunder, moderate rain. So picked up about another quarter-inch of rain here in Clinton. So we are done with the severe threat through all of West Central Missouri. All of our 8 counties can rest tonight, knowing severe weather is over. I've been focusing for our friends and family down here in Springfield and parts around Springfield. We still have one active tornado warning down near, let's see here, that is down around Fairgrove. We have a large, dangerous tornado on the ground that went through Fairgrove, Missouri, which put things in perspective is just northeast of Springfield. So lots of going on down there in Greene County, down in southwest Missouri. So for our friends down in that area, I'm going to go ahead and continue to run the live stream with my personal radar, as well as listening in to KY3 Weather Center live from Springfield, Missouri.
You'll notice this is Highway 215 that comes into 65, so we're talking about an area well south of there. Here's 125 coming up into the east side of Fair Grove. So if you kind of picture this whole area between M Highway and 125 at 65 Junction, again, this is where I need folks to be in the tornado shelter tonight. And again, that's going to move right along the Dallas County, Greene County line, and eventually just to the south of the Elkland area in the northwestern sections of Webster County. So folks over there, again, be prepared for the weather to drastically change or rapidly change tonight as the storm comes into that area there. Have we had any damage reports reported, Nick?
Let's see, at last check I haven't seen anything, but in terms of a recent report in general, the Dallas County Emergency Management is reporting power out in the city of Buffalo as these storms pass on through. Other than that, we're still keeping a close eye on that rotation. I haven't seen any other damage otherwise, Ron.
Okay, so as we look at the what we call the correlation coefficient or the debris ball, again, we're seeing some higher returns out here. This is where 125 is going to go back west into Fair Grove, but this is going to be northern 125, just to the east of Highway 65 and just on the east side of Fair Grove. Outside of that, I don't see any real huge concentration in the vicinity of these storms, but that is the one area that I would watch for any potential tornado. And again, this is going to be moving eastward and eventually just to the south of Elkland by about 4 or 5 miles or so here in northwestern Webster County. So folks over there, again, be alert that you have potential really severe weather headed your way tonight. And again, that tornado warning remains in effect for a while. Nick, how long does that tornado warning go again?
Let me double check behind the scenes here. If I remember, it should be 11:15, and it is 11:15.
11:15 tonight. I want to take this off and kind of take a look at these winds, because look at these winds in the Fair Grove area. That's 70 miles per hour there, folks. There's another one, 68 miles per hour, 69.
Wow. Yeah, Ron, if that's not spinning something up, that's at least damaging straight line winds
we
coming
have
through
some
there.
really strong straight line winds. So we're going to have power outages. There's going to be some minor structural damage. If you have a trampoline, you may find that. You may not find that. There's going to be some shingle damage to roofs. There's going to be some tree damage up there. Power lines are going to be down. So folks need to really be moving to the center of the house tonight and taking shelter because we have some extremely strong winds that are moving through the Fair Grove area at the present time. In fact, it goes from Fair Grove all the way up to the county line on 65 where it junctions into Dallas County. And again, all of that is moving on to the east tonight. So again, that far northeastern corner of Greene County is really going to bear the brunt of some really high winds here in the next few minutes or so. And it looks like it's in the scan. You can see how fast between a couple of scans it's gone from the Fair Grove area into northwestern Webster County already. And that is affecting sections of Highway 38 tonight. So let's just kind of see whether or not those winds have held together. And they may have come down just a little bit. There's 50 mile per hour there. More 50, 51. So again, the winds have come down a little bit, but that's not surprising. Once they slam to the ground as they move out, they do encounter friction with the surface and they will slow down. But there is this really, really nice bow echo. And what I mean by that is that you'll notice that right in here, we have this bow. And it's the center of that bow that's going to be just to the north of where 38 turns back to the north. Right in here, you're getting slammed with really, really high winds. And so this is going to continue to follow Highway 38 and come in just to the north side of Marshfield. And then that is going to take that back out over I-44. So folks up there by the new exit, and the other exit that's just to the north of there, you folks are going to really catch some really high winds. Now that's going to be probably to the southwest of the rest stop that's up in there. But again, this is going to be northern sections of Webster County tonight, really catching some very high winds. Doesn't look a lot like circulation. It really looks more like really high straight line winds. But we can kind of put that on there as well tonight and see if we pick up any more of those. Not a whole lot. There may be a little minor circulation. And I'll show you as I kind of zoom in here. It's not really a tight circulation, but we do have some reds opposite some greens, so there is a circulation left. And again, we can have these really small tornadoes. In meteorology, quasi-linear tornadoes, QLCS tornadoes, vector segments, kind of spin up in here, and that would not be unusual on the north side of those BOAC.
All right, guys. So now that the dangerous storm is basically out of Greene County and Springfield proper, I'm going to go ahead and allow this KY3. I'm going to go ahead and drop that live feed. I hope this was helpful for those that have friends and family down in that area. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. It's 11:04 again for anybody that's still with me tonight. We've got showers and thunderstorms throughout west central Missouri. The tornado watch has expired for the entire area here in west central Missouri. So everybody can get a good night's sleep. It will be colder in the morning. So please wear jackets. Make the kids wear jackets in the morning. We're going to be chilly for the next couple days. Low temperatures into the 30s. So your furnaces will likely kick back on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for staying with me through the course of tonight. We didn't have, luckily, any severe weather to really write home about here in west central Missouri. We had some reports of hail, some 50, 55 mile per hour winds,